back to my channel, and I'm really excited to be working with this book. Now this book is by Petals and Parchment, and Elizabeth, she has this book is available on Amazon. However, this book has since been discontinued, and she's come out with a new version of this book, and it has more pages to it and journaling spots on the back of tags and whatnot. It's a definite must to check out. Anyways, I will leave the link in the description to where you can find this book, and also you can buy the kit on her Ko-fi page. And this is so beautiful. Look at the bright pages. Like, the colors are amazing. The page quality is very pretty. It's nice. It's a different texture. It's not like the pages that I'm used to when I print on my own printer. Look at him. Isn't he adorable? And look at that. I know that you might be getting a glare and you're not seeing everything, but hopefully you're getting to see enough to fall in love with this book and go pick it up. Look at him. I love that. Oh, so much fun. It's so much fun. It makes me want to watch the movie again and again and again. I don't know how many times I've seen it already. But this is going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to make a journal out of this. Look at the colors are just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. And I know you're not seeing everything, but hopefully you're catching most of it anyways as I flip through this beautiful book. Love all the different colors in here. And this is what this part has changed in the new version. These ones here, as you can see, we have to pick and choose what we want to put in our what we want to put in our books, and we'll have to back the other, back them or paste them on right onto the page. But this is all changed in the new version of this book because there's blank pages, or not blank pages, but lightly lined pages on the journaling cards and whatnot. So pick one and use that one. So that is what the motto is on this, in this book. But look at all these different things you can get. And so there is the book, and I am going to make this my journal. This is going to be the base for my journal. So let's just put this to the side for now, and let's get this thing cut down and ready to go. So I am going to, I think I've done this before with you, turning a Kleenex box into a journal. I like the size of it. And I think we're going to do, I just finished up my my video for the Bind It series, and it was using the buttonhole stitch. So I think buttonhole binding. So I think that's what we're going to do on this one. We're going to do some the buttonhole binding, because it was really easy to do. I had fun with it, and it looks so awesome when it's done. And hopefully I can do that with this book. Okay. And as you can see, I've got a little tear in this Kleenex box. This Kleenex box has been hanging around with me for quite a while, and that's okay. We'll just fix that with some tape. And I guess, do we want it to be that thick? That is the question. That is a very thick journal, and that will be too much. So I am going to, I think I'm going to do my tear on this side, because this will be my opening. So I'm just going to Where's that? Oh, well, actually, no. I'm going to change my mind on that because this here is where that seam is. So we're going to just destroy that seam. I don't like that in my books. There we go. Okay. So we are going to take this piece off here. I'm just going to cut it, and then that's going to create a nice little tear there, but that's okay. It's all manageable. I'm going to save this and I'm going to make some journaling cards out of that or something. Okay, so now let's tape this up before we go any much further. And I just have to find my tape because I didn't really plan on that. And I don't want to use, here we go. I don't want to use, you know, that other tape. Oh, whatever it's called. The stuff that doesn't really stick that well. Oh my goodness, can you believe that? I can't even, I'm telling you, my brain these days, it's scary. I'm just gonna put this across here. And then I'm gonna put one across this way. Give it a little bit of strength there. I'm gonna flip that around this way. And flip that this way. And then we can trim everything. Excuse me. My throat is very dry. My husband came home from work today. He's not feeling very well. So he's taken some cold and flu. And off to bed he goes. Okay. And I see this is just a little, while I'm here, just a little not even. What's this one? Or is this? I want that to be, I want it to be too uneven, do we? No, it'll make it look silly. I'm just taking that perforated edge off of there. And I think, there we go. There we go. Okay, so we have a little damage there, but it's okay. It's going to be strong when we're done with it. And I'm just going to take this piece here and cut this off. All right, and then I'm just going to take my trimmer and we're going to cut this in half because I don't want this big of a spine. That's a very big spine. So let's see how, yes, I am measuring, if you can believe that. So it's 3 inches, so I am going to cut it at 1.5 inches there. So if we go 1.5 right there. Straight, straight. There we go. Okay, let's get that out of the way. There we go. That's going to be much, much better. I like that. Okay, so if I am going to do this. I am going to, right now while I can and it's got time to dry, I am just going to put this glue on here so that I can cut through both pieces here to do that the buttonhole spine. And of course this glue is coming down to the end of it, nitty gritty. There we go. And then I have to decide what I want to use for the cover and which page I want to use. Oops, don't go off. Don't go off onto your mat there. Don't need to glue that. Okay. It's another 30-degree day here, which is just crazy if you ask me, because we don't normally get, like for fall, this is amazing weather we're getting for fall. And we'll take it. Just going to let that sit there for a little while. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to now take and disassemble this book, and then I will return and we'll finish the cover of this. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have made it through all my papers, and because I thought, hey, you don't want to see me cut stuff out, so I have made my notch in there for my binding, the buttonhole binding. Now this is what I did. This is what it's going to look like, but this time I'm just going to have one hole in there, and that's what I should have done that time, but I didn't. And then I found this, which is a paper bag, which the lovely Nora was nice enough to dye, and I figured because of the Queen of Hearts and the red that's in there, I thought this red would be nice in there. So I'm just going to take and glue this down, and I think I'm going to use this glue here, and I'm going to spread it everywhere. Well, first of all, we're going to let it come down because, you know, we wouldn't want it gushing all over the place. And there it is. So we're just going to glue this everywhere. And lots of it. And then what I like to do is take my glue stick after this and just give it a nice, even everything out. Make it smooth. Oops. And that's why I figured that the little tear that was in there was not going to really matter, because we will be covering it and all that kind of fun stuff. Although, you know, I really do like this box, this Kleenex box. The design on it is quite fine. But we're not going to use it right now. We're going to use it as something else. And I have the pieces I cut off I can have as a little tag. Okay, so I'm just going to take my glue stick here now and just kind of smear things. I think, and I'm not quite certain, but I think this glue, these two glues together, they kind of have a reaction. And if you can see it in up close and personal, I don't know if the camera actually picks it up, but it's creating kind of like a thick paste over the whole thing, which really works great for gluing. So we're going to just take, and I'm just going to put this right about here, I think is good. And then we're just going to press it down nicely, and I'm just going to take this little edge off here. We don't need that. I'll leave out so much. Use that in the book. So I'm just going to, now normally I would like to leave this dry before I do much of anything else with it, but because we're doing it like this, we're just going to forge ahead and hope for the best. And I don't mind a little crinkle here and there. That's the texture of the bag. We just want it to be on there nice and solid. That's what we want. Okay. Now we can carefully cut these out. Put that underneath there. So I'm going to do this one first, and I'm going to do it in an X, like so. Hopefully that went through, yeah. And then an X. I'm going to do it this way. And there we go. Because this is paper, it should not affect how it affects the closing, opening and closing of the journal. It shouldn't affect it at all. If it was cardstock, I would trim it better, but every little bit we glue on there just helps with the strength of the spine. Nice and solid. And I see I have a little piece right here that figured it didn't have to fall into place. So let's see what we got going on here. Let's just I'm okay with that. Just take and glue that down now. Okay. And then we're going to do the same on this one. Just a bigger version of it. Now this, we're probably have to do some fancy footwork on it, I'm guessing. Oop. If you could follow a line, a straight line, wouldn't that be awesome? Not Sophie. If you could put a ruler in there and do it that way, but not Sophie. Just take that, give it a good fold there. And we will squish that into the corners. Tear it a little bit if we have to, it's all right. We'll have to trim back. And then this one, we will. Let's do it this way. Let's just do it this way. There. Close that up before somebody gets injured. And I'm just going to trim. Trim a little more maybe. Let's go. I just learned how to do this technique of the buttonhole binding. I've seen it done before and I loved it. I never knew what it was called. So now I'm addicted to this one. If you've watched our Suzanne from Nonstop Papers and myself, we have a series going. Well, the episode on Tuesday was the last episode. I just had something kind of go funny here, and I don't know what the heck happened, and I don't know if I should stop the video and see if that affected my video at all. And if it did, well, don't need that much glue on there, do we? I'm going to stop the video here and just see if that affected anything. If it didn't, fabulous, no worries. And if it did, well, I'll have to think of plan B. Okay, so there's that. And I will be right back. Okay, no, everything was fine, so we can carry on. And this is getting a little long, so we're just going to finish this up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm just going to trim off this excess here. Scraps. My scraps and stash video will have some more goodies. Oh, and there's my Charlie saying, well, wait a minute, I want in too. Because he didn't before, he was going to sit outside. And now he's going to wake up the neighborhood with his barking. So I must go and let him in because, you know, that's just what we do, isn't it? Our babies. Just a minute. All right, puppies are happy now. I'm going to take and do this. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of the ruler. Those can go off to the side. So, how's it looking? Awesome. All right. So, I'm just going to take and do our corners. Some more scraps. Okay, so I think on this one I'm going to have to trim that even a little more. So let's see where we have to do that. Only on this one. So I'm just going to take and attempt to cut a straight line. Good chance of that happening. Oh, not bad. Not too bad. Okay, so I just want to get that over. There we go. All right. Okay. With it being a paper bag, it's not too, the glue really adheres nicely to it. There we go. Okay. There we go. Nice crease in there. This one has a little bit of a, get that corner perfect, but that's all right. We'll fix it and knit it. Go. And I don't know what I want to cover the inside with yet. But I kind of like to leave this to half-hour videos, but I don't know if that's going to happen so well. Another one that I didn't really do the corners so greatly, but that's okay. All right. So we're gonna let this dry anyway. So I'm gonna stop here. Because I don't want this to get too long. I'm gonna stop here, and when we come back, I'll do the signatures and the inside cover here. Or I'll have this done. I will do signatures together. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you next week where we carry on with Alice in Wonderland, Lost in the Looking Glass. That's it, Lost in the Looking Glass. All right, thanks guys. Bye-bye now.